Hey everyone, Blake Sloan here. I have a brand new monthly market update for you and some very, very interesting numbers. I actually had a big decline in the amount of homes sold, and that's something we knew was coming. We've been watching the new properties under contract every single week here in the radio show on 99.5. We noticed that it dipped down a little bit about 45 days ago. It's back up here lately, but long story short, if you look at single family closed sales last month on the entire Grand Strand, they were down double digits, down 11.6%, and so only 631 homes sold last month versus 790 the month before, and so pretty significant drop there in those terms. And so the good news though, price is still up, big numbers. Prices last month for median price up 22% overall, which is awesome, which is great news. $322,000 was the median price. Great news there. Average sale price is up 300 to 395,175, up 16.5%. The one thing to notice though, there's a slight decline month versus month. So when I say it's up 16%, that was July of this year versus July of last year. But if I compare June to July, right, it was actually 398,160 in June, only 395,175 in July. We'll keep watching that overall, but that's interesting enough to look at. Another big number, inventory. Inventory is still one of the biggest parts of the market right now, down 65.7%. Only 1.2 months of inventory. Remember, anything about 6 months is a healthy market. Anything below that means the seller has the advantage. We've been in a super seller's market here lately. It is up a little bit. A few months ago, it was at 0.9 months. Right now, we're holding steady at 1.2 months inventory. I track this number weekly, and we're up a little bit. We'll talk about that here in a second. Condo sales up 2.8% last month from the same month last year. A big drop from June, though. So last month in July, 665 condos sold. If you look at June's numbers, June had 835 condos sold, and so significant drop there in terms of properties closed. Price though still up, which is great. Median price up 14.5%, so 166,000 in July. If you look at June though, it was up at 172, and so significant decline there month versus month. Average sale price though, year versus year, is up 18.3% for average price in condos. The one thing to look at too, last month $202,348. Last year, in June, it was $209,000, so about a $7,000 drop from June to July. Inventory, that's the biggest movement number I'd say in terms of condos, down 82% from the same month last year at 0.9 months. That's a new record in terms of amount of inventory being low for condos, and so that's the main conversation now, right? What properties are available. One thing though that's great, we've been tracking weekly how many new properties go under contract per 7-day period. I track this in my office literally with our team every morning in our 9 a.m. huddle. And what happened was last month, about 45 days ago, the number dipped down into the high 500s. We were 580, 590, down to 570 at one point. The good news, as of today, the last 7 days, 738 properties under contract for $243 million. Great news there. Looking at last month, there's about, they're in the 180s, 180 million. Right now we're at $243 million per 7 days, including a $7.5 million property on the river in Pawleys Island, which is great. So inventory was hovering around the 400s, high 300s, low 400s, and then it got up to 508 right now. So we've seen a little bit of bump inventory, which is great. It'll help some buyers out there with buyer fatigue. Also, salesmen will watch out. We're coming to a seasonal end here. We do find there's a different, more affluent buyer that comes into our fall market. A lot of times you see families with kids come in the summertime. They're combining vacation with their home search, and so we find that people that don't have kids, right, who are coming down a little bit in the fall to either play golf or come down when the weather's a little more mild, they're buying properties, and we tend to find they buy a lot of high-end properties. And so our team's super busy. We just had our radio show talking about almost 70,000 active buyers we have right now in our system that are utilizing it daily. And so if you're thinking about selling, my number one challenge is I need properties to sell. We're selling properties like crazy right now in terms of within a couple hours. But here's the thing. I'm watching a lot of people make mistakes by listing with average agent, by people who just don't really know what they're doing in terms of agents that are assisting. You need somebody who's the absolute best because we're in one of the hottest markets of all time. And so we just had a horror story talked about. A seller came to us after they had a disappointment with someone else. They had a new agent who was a friend. They listed the property, got one offer, barely, and the agent didn't even check and see if they had pre-qualification, didn't even verify it. They wasted 30 days only to find out the buyer couldn't buy the property if they wanted to. They came to us, thankfully, after seeing the radio show, and we're able to get it, multiple offers, marketed the right way, protected the right way, and get them to the closing table successfully. So share this video with anyone that may want to have more numbers. We're here to share any data, information that you may need. Please call us with any questions, 843-808-SOLD. You can always reply back to the email with questions, but also get an instant online evaluation by clicking the link in the email that says get a home evaluation, or also on the side of the page here, you can get that anytime. But I would say, the market's so hot right now, make sure you get a human valuation because we can usually push that number a little bit higher than what the online valuation is. So talk to you soon. Any questions you have, just let us know.